Hi, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing today? You might be thinking, why she's not saying welcome back to another studio vlog? Well, I've actually tried to film a studio vlog 4 times now, and all I did was talk for 15 minutes and that's it. I couldn't think of anything else to do at this moment in time. So I thought maybe go a completely different area, and I thought, why not design together today? So I've been prepping for some new things to happen in the shop, which I will explain more while we're designing together. And I was going to do some designing today on my laptop. I've got 2 ways I do design. If it's more of an illustration based, I use Procreate and my iPad and my Apple Pencil. If it's kind of more like typography based, or more of a vector based or shapes, I use Adobe Illustrator. I learned Adobe Illustrator back at university, and I use both of these together in conjunction. I know Procreate works a lot better with Photoshop, but being someone who studied design, I always revert back to like my original program, which is Adobe Illustrator. So that's where we're going to kind of start off today. I have a couple of ideas in mind on what I want to design. We will be designing a cover for a notebook, whether that will be a spiral bound notebook or a staple binded notebook. I'm still not exactly sure, but that is kind of the premise of what we're going to design today. So we have to design the front cover. So let me explain a bit about what is going on before we get cracking in to designing. So what we're going to do today is a cover that's going to be kind of Y2K inspired. I have a few ideas. I have my iPad open next to me with Pinterest in case I need a little bit more of inspiration, but I think I've got an idea that might work. We're going to be messing around a bit more with fonts today. Hopefully I've got the fonts we need. If not, we'll pause and I'll go download some more. So I've started with just an A4 canvas at the moment. I'm thinking, well, these are normally what my cover designs look like. This is for the FU notebook, so it's smaller than an A4. And it's enough for me to do all the borders and everything when I make them and fold them over on the covers. So this is the size it will end up, but I do like to design in an A4 and then size it down to the perfect size or crop it down, because then I've got a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to actually creating from the design to the template. So I've already got my template made. It depends kind of the size of your notebook, the style of the notebook itself, whether it's a spiral bound, hardback cover, laminated cover, all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, first of all, we want to start with a base colour. That's what I'm thinking so far. And I'm thinking pink. I'm thinking Y2K. Pink is the first thing that comes to my mind, but we want more of like a baby pink. We'll see if that's too dark or not in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to create a new layer. Where are my layers at? They're here. Just so then I'm not messing around with that background square. So the word I'm thinking of basically repeating all over this canvas is overthinking, because we all are guilty of constantly overthinking, especially if you are someone who has anxiety like me. So now we're going to go through the fonts. Let me just move this over so I can see better what I'm doing. I have an idea of a font I want in mind, and I do also, before that, I'm going to change this all to caps. Okay, let's have a look through the fonts I have. So I have an idea. I think I want something kind of very basic, similar to this, but I don't want it so tall. And we want it kind of spaced, but that we can adjust ourselves. So this, I kind of like this. This is the vibe I'm looking for. but I'm just going to copy, duplicate that so we can have a look through a few more. Still too together, too curvy. I don't want anything with serif on it. That could be good for another design, not for this one. A bit too thick in the wrong ways with that one. Too curvy. This is probably, for me, the thing that takes the longest when designing something that's a typography base, is just going through the hundreds of fonts I have, or the hundreds of fonts I find online, and figuring out which one is what I'm thinking in my head and what I'm envisioning. But I think so far that one there, oh, that's interesting, I like that. Yeah, okay, so I've decided it's going to be this one. This one's got the right spacing for me. I really like it. Now, I'm going to change the colour of this. We're going to want more of a magenta kind of colour. I'm just going to take this colour for now, so I'm in the right area of colours. So for the outline, I think I'm going to go with an outline. There we go. It's been a while since I've designed things, so what I'm thinking is a slightly darker version of this colour, like maybe like a plum colour, just to give it some kind of like edge to it. I'm completely winging all of this, by the way, right now. I didn't do any sketch or anything. It's literally just an idea I had in my head of something I scrolled through Pinterest that I didn't save. So this is a hint to anything that might spark anything, save it so you can then find it again, because I spent an hour this morning trying to find it. Okay, I'm kind of liking what this is doing. So what I'm thinking now is I want to divide this canvas into 4. I really want to divide this canvas into 4. So I'm going to add another layer underneath. We've got our canvas divided into 4. Now this is slightly too big. Okay, while I'm messing around with the fonts here, basically I'm just going to copy and paste these down, duplicate them and get them all in line, and then we'll see if I'm going to angle them or not. So, okay, so you might be thinking, so what the hell are these new products? So this bit of me explaining what I'm doing that's what I filmed 3 times. And it's not that I'm not happy with what I want to do. I'm actually super, super excited. It's just that I've been kind of away for so long now that it's weird getting back into it. And I'm also at a phase where, yeah, I've got new products I want to make, but I'm not in a position to make them just yet. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably know that I've been suffering slightly from burnout the last couple of weeks, probably the last month. Heavily severe, like ADHD burnout. It was kind of a very big struggle for a couple of weeks. I couldn't pick up my iPad, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't even fathom to think about posting, like even on my stories on Instagram or anything. I was just feeling so unmotivated, so down and kind of depressed, and I was just like, I couldn't get out of it. It was like I was in like a rut and I couldn't get out of it. I actually filmed like explaining what I was feeling as I was feeling it, and you can literally see in my face how like kind of unhappy I was. It was all kind of due to 2 jobs at once, and I pushed myself so hard for the opening of the restaurant, doing absolutely ridiculous hours to get everything done. And I just pushed myself too much. Sometimes we push ourselves when we don't have any option, which this was this case. But how I dealt with it afterwards is I just kept pushing. And that's where things kind of started to fall. And I started like, I don't know what to do. I hadn't had any sales since January. I since have had 1 sale. I did film a little reel of packing that, and honestly, it made my day. I woke up in the morning and I had an Etsy notification, and it just gave me a slight little bit of hope again. I sold the last sassy planner of 2023, which was kind of an amazing thought. I know I didn't make many of them, but it's still, I sold all of them. I didn't even get to keep one for myself. I have like one of the like the not finished designed ones with like mistakes, like a seconds, like a really, really bad seconds, like a D grade. So the idea with what we're kind of making here, we're gonna be making, well, I'm gonna be launching, hopefully at the end of May. I have an event. If everything goes well and I'm able to be in this event, we will be launching the first bundle a month. So it's going to start a new journey for me and you here at Kelly's Creations that we're going to have together. That we're going to be creating a bundle a month. So these are products that will only be sold together. I will only sell them separately if there's any seconds, and still certain products will be exclusive to the bundles. They will be in very limited amount. I'm thinking like the first bundle, I'm making 5 of them and that's it. And we'll see how it goes. And each month is going to have a theme. So every product in the bundle are going to kind of match or work together, and you get a little extra. So I have an idea. I've designed 2 of them. So I'm going to scooch over a second before we get back to this, and I'm going to pop up here what I've done so far. So the first one I've done is this one, which is the Baker's Bundle, which is going to be a recipe book, some recipe book tabs to divide up your recipe book, and a shopping list. So the shopping list says, don't forget the list, because you know, biggest problem when making shopping lists is forgetting the list at home or forgetting to write it entirely. And so the accessory for this one is the tabs. So these are going to be laminated sticker tabs that say you've got options of starters, main course, desserts, or cakes, cookies, doughs, all that kind of stuff. You can customize then your recipe book for what works for you. And then the cover is Baker's Gonna Bake, and it's inspired, not really, well, it literally was the beginning from a drawing illustration thingy I did for the 28 Days of Sunshine drawing challenge through the month of February. And I loved this drawing so much, I really wanted to make it into a product. And I know most of the things I did, well, all of the things I did for the 28 Days of Sunshine were all stickers, but I wanted to take it a bit further than that, so that's where I came up with this. For the second one, we have this. This is the Groovy Bundle. So the Groovy Bundle is going to include some kind of notebook with this vibing situation. This is all very kind of 70s inspired, the hot pink, the orange, kind of the wavy look. So we're going to have the notebook, we're going to have the list pad. So this list pad isn't necessarily for anything in particular. Like the other one is a shopping list. I've got some that are to-do lists on the shop and things like that. This is literally just you write whatever you feel. You can literally just use this to sketch. You can use this to jot down your daily to-dos, anything. It's just a place that looks cute, that you can write things on it. And then for the accessory for this bundle is going to be a key ring with this really cute smiley face, groovy kind of design. So there's different products that we're going to be making other than just paper products, which was the whole point of these bundles, was for us to be able to still make the products I love to make, and the reason I started this, but adventure also into other things. I've got some ideas to make some fabric keychains and getting my sewing machine out again. I've got some ideas to make mini notebooks, like bundles that, for example, I actually have one here. Let me show you. So this already exists on the shop, but this one, if I were ever to launch it as a bundle, would be, the accessory would be exclusive. So we've got the F this. Now I made these to match on purpose. You have the FU notebook and you have the F this notepad. And the idea would be, this is a prototype that I just made. I made this on Insta Stories a couple of months ago, and I just love how cute it is. It is a little tiny mini, literally mini notebook that is sticky notes. So it would be in the same design and with the same patterns, colours, all that kind of stuff, and they all kind of match. But that's where this would be exclusive. You wouldn't be able to purchase this in any other place other than in the bundle. And of course, the bundle's going to be, you know, a good bang for your buck situation. So I've kind of explained the bundle situation. I want you guys to decide for me which one will launch first. So we have two finalised ones. We have the Baker's bundle and we have the Groovy bundle. They will be releasing every month new bundles, and that's where these kind of videos, vlog situations come together. We're going to be working on them together each month with a new theme. We're going to be designing together, making them together, and that means we can get together, we can get creative, we can keep moving on and not keep getting stuck. And they're limited, so we don't have to make hundreds of them. So back to our Overthinking notebook cover. So this is where we're going to have to think afterwards what we can make as another paper product to go with this. Maybe if you have any ideas, would you like to put them down in the comments? And if you prefer this one, that maybe this one to be launched, let's say the Y2K Vibes bundle, or the Y2K bundle. I like that, Y2K bundle. So let me know down in the comments if you'd like first to launch Baker's bundle, Groovy bundle, or Y2K bundle. But Y2K, we're only designing now, so it's completely up to you guys. We've still got some time, and let's get cracking, shall we? Shall we actually design this? Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna have these repeating all the way down. I'm thinking I'm gonna need to put these in italic, but we will see in a minute. This is still slightly big because I want them to kind of fit, but in italic it might change things. We possibly might distort them. So I'm gonna just make sure that they're all aligned properly, so they're all aligned to the middle and they've got the perfect spacing in between them. So now I'm going to want to kind of warp this. So I'm going to expand these, object expand, so they're not type text anymore, they're now like shapes. And we're now going to group them. So up Control G and object text wrap. Now we want envelope distort with warp. So we're going to have a look through here if there's one that kind of works for what we want. It's kind of this, but not as much. This is kind of the vibe I was thinking. And then I kind of like that. What would this do? Ooh. I think I'd want to do more that way. And like that. Kind of like that. Don't know if it's too much. So what I'm realizing is we needed more. But I kind of like this vibe of how it's working. And the idea is basically it'd be solely in this square and this one down here. And then these ones here we do the same word, same style, but in white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to where we were here. And I'm going to make some more. It's better to have more than less, that's for sure. So, center them, spacing, group, object, envelope distort with warp, and it goes back to exactly where we were. So now we're going to create a square in a minute. So I'm thinking we're going to need to make this slightly bigger to fit exactly. Okay, I'm thinking this actually might be too distorted. We want it slightly less than that. So envelope, distort, make warp. And let's kind of, this is where. That's kind of it. So now place this here. So you can still read slightly. It's still slightly too big. There we go. I think we can still distort it slightly more. Go slightly more like that. Okay, I like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the rectangle shape that is on behind that we use as kind of like a template. This, I'm going to select the two and make a clipping mask. See, I like that, but I'm going to want to just make it slightly bigger. And now we're going to copy this and put it over here. Kind of liking that. And now I want to do the same thing, maybe in a different way. These are quite bright. So I'm thinking I'm going to lower the opacity slightly. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to go back and start again. This time we're going to do it in white. Slightly easier. We're going to expand so it's a shape, not text. Center them, and space them out. And now we're going to go back and warp it again. I wanted to get it kind of similar-ish size. Square again. Oh, I like that. But what I'm thinking is, can I adjust this, kind of be in the same wavelength as the others, so the other is slightly bigger. I like that. Let's try copying and pasting it here. I like that. And now we're going to mess with the opacity as well. Thinking really low opacities on both of these. I kind of really like that. But you know what's annoying me now is the outline of the pink. I don't like it. Can I change that in any way? Lovely. Oh, that's much better. Aha. So I'm thinking there might be something in the middle here. I feel like it's missing something. And I'm not sure what. Like, I need something kind of in the middle of it. So I'm just going to scroll a bit on Pinterest, see what I can find that's going to be the right vibe for this. I have an idea, but I need some inspiration. Okay, so I'm going to need a shape. That's what most of this is made of, isn't it? Shapes. That's the whole point of me doing it in Illustrator. So I'm going to want to do a rectangle. Like that. I'm going to curve in quite a bit, about that much. We're going to want maybe this kind of colour with a line. You might guess what I'm talking about in a second. And this we're going to want in grey. I'm going to need something slightly thicker than that. So we're going to up the stroke like that. Yeah. What we're going to do here is I'm going to, and then the one underneath, which is this one, I'm going to put a slightly darker, like this, and I am going to object, I'm trying to remember how to do it now. Effect, blur, Gaussian blur. I want it quite blurred. Yeah. Now we turn this back on, and we're going to make it smaller. And we're going to just place some more this side. Okay, that's what we got so far. So this is going to be kind of like an Apple notification. Now, I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to go find the font I want. Okay, I'm back. I found the font. And we're going to write reminder. And now the font is called SF Pro. And this is like this. We're going to now take off the caps lock. So we want this in bold. So it's currently on medium. We don't want metallic, bold. Now we're going to want the button down here. It says OK. And this is in kind of a blue. Oh, we want more of a blue than that. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's about right. No, slightly darker still. Literally, that's what it says there. So this, we're going to want kind of a lightweight on it. Maybe, yeah, I think that should be okay, as they'd say. I'm going to want to centre this. I'm going to want it a lot smaller. That seems about right. So we've got the reminder, the OK, and now we're going to write the message. And now we're going to adjust. Let's see, that. Okay, so we've aligned everything. And I think the only problem is it's all slightly a bit too big. Like this is slightly too big, so we're going to just go up a little bit. I like that. So I might need to adjust some slight things, but I think we're done. So we've designed an overthinking cover for a notebook. So you can kind of imagine it working on one of these. And we will do, should we do a test print before I leave you guys? Why not? Let's try a test print. Okay, so I've got the test print. Definitely the notification symbol is too big, but this is why we do test prints. But we can still kind of get the vibe of what we feel. I really like it. I think it looks really cool, but yeah, this just needs to be slightly smaller. But I think that kind of works. I might do some final adjustments to it and adjust some slight things. Like I can see there's some overlapping on some of the fonts. So, you know, there's a few little tweaks and things that can be done. But I think that on a notebook is going to look really cool. I really think that's going to look nice. Well, thank you guys for joining me on today's video on a design with me. We created this really cool pattern that will be used for a notebook in one of our future bundles. And don't forget to let me know down in the comments which bundle you prefer to come out first. They will all be releasing, but I just want to know what you want first. So we've got the Baker's bundle, the Groovy bundle, and what will be the Y2K bundle. So I hope you enjoyed this video of something slightly different, seeing my process on how I design things when I design them in Adobe Illustrator. If you really enjoy these kind of videos, I can maybe make more of them, because we're going to be designing loads of products together. And I could maybe do like some live streams or something like that, or show what I do in terms of designing when I do it on the iPad and Procreate, so I can show you both sides of it. If that's something that you're interested in. I'm speaking a bit too fast and all the words are coming out at once. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully next week with another video. Bye!